Chicago Bears select Tyrique.
What's up, guys? Swift here with another full scouting report and all-22 film breakdown. Today we're talking about Tyrique Stevenson. This was the first guy that Ryan Poles has ever traded up for. He made a move to come up and select him in the second round. I have now watched every single snap of football that Tyrique played at Miami at corner and at Georgia, where he played the star role, kind of a nickel corner linebacker safety hybrid position for Kirby Smart. Today I will go over a bit of Tyrique's story, break down his strengths and weaknesses, go into the film room and do an all-22 film breakdown, give my grades, and any other bonus information I can fit into one video. Please hit that like button for me, and let's get right into it. Tyrique Stevenson was a four-star recruit out of high school and heavily recruited by most of the top schools in the nation. He was the number 27 overall recruit in 2019 and the number 3 cornerback in the class, behind only Derek Stingley and Andrew Booth. His decision came down to Miami or Georgia, and his mother pushed him to go to Georgia, so he did. He spent 2 seasons there playing a hybrid role of nickel corner and safety. Tyrique was unhappy in that role and had various disagreements with Georgia head coach Kirby Smart. Stevenson was talented enough to play that role, but wanted to play his natural position on the outside at cornerback. After being used out of position at Georgia for 2 seasons, he entered the transfer portal and got a chance to play outside corner on the boundary, a more traditional role for starting corners in the NFL. He wound up going back home and playing for the U in Miami. He immediately made an impact and was named honorable mention to the All-ACC team. He had 43 tackles, 2.5 TFLs, 5 pass deflections, and an interception. He was targeted a lot less in his senior season, but he played lights out almost the entire year. He deflected 8 passes and intercepted 2 balls. He made 11 starts and was named 3rd team All-ACC. His stats don't jump off the page, but Tyrique was effectively a shutdown corner for Miami for the last 2 seasons. At Georgia, he played the star role. Like I said, it's kind of a linebacker safety hybrid. Tyrique is talented enough to play it. However, he's a better fit on the outside, and it could have hurt his draft stock. After transferring to Miami, he got to showcase his skills, and it led to him being drafted high. He played over 400 snaps in the slot at Georgia and added a lot of versatility to his game. He's capable of playing the nickel, but he's more comfortable and a better fit on the outside. He also could play safety if a team needed. Miami took advantage of this. Yes, they still moved him around a lot, but he played outside corner for over 93% of his snaps. In 2 seasons at Miami, Tyrique played over 1,100 snaps on the outside at corner, and he held quarterbacks to a 42.5% completion rate when targeting him. He allowed only 42 catches total in over 1,100 snaps. While allowing 42 catches, he also forced 15 incompletions and intercepted 3 passes. He only gave up 5 touchdowns in his entire college career, and he graded out awesome against both the run and in coverage. His decision to transfer to Miami was clearly the right move, as it allowed Tyrique to showcase his NFL talents. He was a shutdown corner for 2 seasons at Miami, and he continues getting better. He has a high floor and a high ceiling, making him a relatively safe pick with versatility and the potential to develop into a Pro Bowl caliber corner at the next level. Tyrique has everything you want in a defensive back prospect. He has the size, speed, length, balance, and footwork to be a shutdown type player in the NFL. He also has the versatility to play nickel corner or safety as well if for some reason he didn't work out on the boundary. He checks all the boxes as a prospect, and he looks great on tape. After wrapping up his college career at Miami, He would then head down to Mobile, Alabama for the Senior Bowl. He was a standout player all week and another guy from Luke Getsy's squad that was awesome. He was sticky in coverage, he played great in the game, and he was feisty and all over receivers all week in practice. Tyrique had a big week down at the Senior Bowl. I mentioned that he stood out to me multiple times during that week. And then to my next point, everyone who watches these videos knows by now that Ryan Poles loves freak athletes, and he traded up for Tyrique Stevenson, so it wouldn't make any sense if he wasn't a freak athlete. He is, by the way, checking in with an 8.93 relative athletic score and scoring 101.0 on the pure athleticism score. Stevenson has an ideal size and length for the NFL. He's 6 foot even, 198 pounds, with a rocked up muscular frame, with over 32-inch arm length. He's only 23 years old, and he has good burst and 4.45 speed. His athleticism is there. Anything over 8.5 on the RAS score, you're talking about athletic gifts that 98% of the people on this planet just simply don't have. I actually saw a few scouting reports saying that Tyrique lacks athleticism, and I just scoff at that. While his athleticism score isn't as high as Darnell Wright, Javon Dexter, or Zach Pickens, I think he's every bit as athletic. You have to realize those big guys moving the way they do instantly qualifies them higher on the freaks list because they're bigger players. Cornerbacks are expected to be athletes, and Tyrique Stevenson does not disappoint. I think his one shortcoming is his short area quickness, which is why he's better as an outside corner and not a slot guy in my opinion. He will play his best football in Chicago. He continues getting better, but his potential is sky high, and at this trajectory, he should be a really good player for the Chicago Bears. But before I get into his strengths and weaknesses, I do want to touch a bit on the cornerback position, especially since I'm likely to drop the Terrell Smith video next week. Cornerback is, in my opinion, the hardest position to grade at the college level. Star cornerbacks simply are not targeted that often, and that was the case for Tyrique the last 2 seasons as well. For the most part, he locked down whoever lined up opposite of him, and he wouldn't get targeted often at all. There were a few times on tape where teams tried to take advantage of his aggressiveness though, but from a play-to-play standpoint, grading cornerbacks has a lot to do with traits. They have to have the size, foot speed, and burst just to get started. Then they need to be able to mirror and have the footwork to stick with receivers on a variety of different routes and looks. In the NFL, your corners also need to be able to tackle and play the run. Without the ALL-22 tape, it's impossible to judge corners because you simply cannot see what they are doing and they're out of the play 95% of the time. ALL-22 footage is a must to grade a cornerback, which is why I'm lucky enough to be blessed with some ALL-22 tape. I have recently heard some Chicago media guys referring to watching highlight videos on YouTube as watching tape. I just want to be clear here. When I say watching tape, I'm watching every single snap of ALL-22 footage from a guy's entire career. For these full breakdowns, I watch every snap that a guy takes in college. Now on some of my smaller breakdowns and previews, I only watch 3 to 5 games, but for these big ALL-22s I do on our entire rookie class, I watch every single snap of film at least once, and some plays I watch 30 to 40 times to make sure I see everything I want to see. With that being said, let's get into the strengths and weaknesses for the Bears' new cornerback, Tyrique Stevenson from the University of Miami. First off, let's talk about his strengths. Tyrique looks like a prototypical outside cornerback. He's long, lengthy, fast, and athletic. He's a very physical player who specializes in jamming receivers at the line of scrimmage, who can reroute them and just loves playing press man. He's physical enough to jam receivers and get them out of sync with their quarterbacks at the line of scrimmage. And he has the speed and fluidity in his hips to turn and run with all but the fastest receivers in the league. He was able to intimidate and impose his physicality without drawing flags in college. He only had one career penalty in 4 seasons. He is very disciplined and a technician at the position. He has awesome footwork and technique to stick on receivers running a variety of different routes. In the run game, he plays like a safety, able to square up and deliver big blows to running backs. He also breaks down and reads flat routes really well and can break off his man to make a big play underneath. He's very physical and he loves to lay the tone-setting hits from the secondary. He has good ball skills and is able to go up and get the ball at its high point, something Ryan Poles loves. All of his DBs he's drafted can do that. From Jaquan Brisker and Kyler Gordon to Tyrique Stevenson and Terrell Smith, they are athletes and playmakers all over this secondary now. One of my favorite things about Stevenson is he remains calm when the ball is in the air. This is something I really love in corners. You see too many guys have good coverage skills, but panic at the last moment. Tyrique is cool as a cucumber when the ball is in the air, and he's able to use his athleticism to make plays on the ball. He doesn't have great hands, but his timing and ability to play the ball in the air are top notch. We should see more athletic interceptions moving forward in Chicago, after seeing Jaquan Brisker and Kyler Gordon make a few last season. And then let's talk about his weaknesses. The biggest weakness I saw from Tyrique Stevenson on tape was his occasional susceptibility to double moves. He was mostly a lockdown corner, as evident by the lack of catches and yards he gave up. However, when he did get beat, it occasionally went for a long touchdown, because Miami usually didn't give him safety help over top. He was left alone on an island a lot, and he's a very aggressive style of player, and that is what led to a few of his touchdowns given up this season. Also, while Stevenson has nice hips and can turn and run downfield, his lateral agility and quick twitch is a little slow. That's not necessarily bad for an outside corner, but it limits his potential to be a nickel corner in the NFL. His 3-cone time reflects this as well, as it was not very good at 7.09 seconds. He doesn't have the quick twitch jitteriness to stick with slot receivers in the NFL, something that Kyler Gordon has. Some scouts thought he'd be versatile enough to play the nickel, and while I think he could, it would not be his strong suit in the NFL. He's better suited to play outside corner. He could also fit really well as a safety too, but I think his best fit is on the outside. Lastly, while Stevenson is great at helping in run support and plays like a hybrid safety linebacker at times, Eberflus will be on him to wrap up more consistently. He often just tries to lay the big booming hit, but doesn't always wrap up when doing so, and he missed his fair share of tackles. This can be easily cleaned up, but it's something Eberflus will be all over him for if he doesn't wrap up better in the NFL. Other than that and a couple of minor concerns, he was in a bar fight as a freshman at Georgia and was arrested for disorderly conduct. It was in 2019 though, and he's had no issues since. He also had a torn labrum in his right shoulder in 2021 that required off-season surgery. According to Dane Brugler, they had to shave his collarbone down. It sounds awful, but he's 100% and he has no injury concerns going forward. Tyrique's biggest strength that translates well into the NFL is his ability to not only play press man coverage, but how he can press and reroute receivers and throw their timing off. He's very physical at the line of scrimmage, and the NFL lets you be physical for those first 5 yards, and that's where Tyrique should really excel in the NFL. He's also a guy that doesn't back down from top competition, and he will get in their face. He He went up against a lot of top-tier receivers in college and never shied away from any of them. He's a scrappy, feisty player with supreme talent, and it's time to get into the film room and check out Tyrique Stevenson's ALL-22.
Who got that breakdown? Who got that actual video breakdown? Swift Sports, that's who. Knowledge Untamed, TDU, game time. Welcome to the Swift Sports Show, turn it up. Super Bowl Shuffle, don't forget to like and sub. Them other channels drinking, man, they need to sober up. This series bear down, yeah, we going for the dub. You are now watching Swift Sports.
Okay, it's time to go into the film room and check out Tyrique Stevenson. This is him circled at the bottom of the screen down here. He's going to be in one-on-one coverage, but what I want you to watch is how he keeps his eyes in the backfield and is able to leave his man and make a play. Let's watch. Nice. Watch this play here. So he's got the one-on-one coverage. He reads that this guy's trying to block him. He's going to do a quick move to get by him and be right there to make a play. Look at how he jukes that defender. Squares up. Now, what Matt Eberflus is going to want, he goes for the big hit sometimes. Matt Eberflus is going to tell him wrap up. He does wrap up the ankles here and is able to get the tackle, but Matt Eberflus is going to want him to wrap up all the time. He almost always has his eyes in the backfield, one, because teams never run plays to him very often. It just doesn't happen. But two, he can read offenses and their formations and tell what kind of play you're running. He sees what's going on here. He knows they're releasing this. Right there, that's a huge play. That's a tackle for a loss or no gain. This is going to be Tyrique here. This is when he was at Georgia, lined up in the star role. You'll see they have him moving all around. He kind of plays close to the line of scrimmage. Look at the beautiful awareness here. He's following this guy out of the backfield into the flat. But watch right here. He peeks. Guy in the flat has really nowhere to go. Plus there's another guy here. He's going to peek back, look at the quarterback, and then has the awareness and agility to get depth on this route and almost make an interception. Watch this. Gets around, locates the ball, makes a play on it. He isn't able to come down with the interception, but watch it again. This one's almost a thing of beauty. Just watch his footwork here as he's going to the outside. He's going to flip his hips. Going to locate the ball. This is another play here. His awareness is amazing. He's on zone coverage out here. He's watching this guy, but he's reading the quarterback, and he notices the throw going over top. And watch this. Flip, turn his hips again, locates the ball in the air. Oh, let's watch that again. Another thing I really love about Tyrique Stevenson that I talked about is how calm he is when the ball is in the air. This is something you just love to see from cornerbacks. A lot of guys will panic. They'll have good coverage the whole time, and then right here, last second, they're going to panic. Watch Tyrique. He's going to use his leverage, maintain his arm on the outside guy, put himself in position to make a play, and almost come down with the interception if the guy didn't tip it away. This is what you love to see. Look how calm he is with the ball in the air. Just look at him. He's not panicking. He's not grabbing. He's running stride for stride with the receiver, locating the ball. Great technique, awareness. You love to see this kind of play at the catch point from cornerbacks coming out of college. I want to showcase his ability to shed blocks here. This is him on the outside. The play is going to come over here, try to get by him. Just watch. Nice. Look at the awareness there. He holds his block till the running back gets there. And he's going to shed it, Look at the hit. Watch him square his shoulders up. Boom. But he doesn't wrap up. This is the one thing you want to see him wrap up here. Sometimes he just tries to deliver those crushing blows. His ability in the run game is better than I expected. I see something that I saw on tape a lot with Jaquan Brisker last year. And yeah, Brisker's a safety, but when he comes down into the box, his ability to square up, play the run, fill his gap, and then avoid blocks, shed blocks, and make plays was incredible. And you see it a little bit from Tyrique Stevenson here. Watch this. Watch him square up here. Look at it. Watch his footwork. Squares up. He's got two blockers coming at him. Running back here. Look at that move. He's able to just dip. Gets through there and makes a play on this running back with two huge lead blockers in front of him and a ton of space. Plays like this can't go underrated. Watch. This is two blockers here. This should be a huge play for almost any running back. Awesome job right there by Tyrique. Let's watch his ability in coverage a little bit here. This is him one-on-one, where someone actually tries to test him. It doesn't happen too often because look, watch him here. Look at the footwork. He's in press man, but he's going to come back a little bit. Look at the recovery. Flips his hips. He's in this receiver's pocket. Look at him. Throwing him off his route here. He can't get to where he wants here because the receiver's all over him. Tries to come back. Even tries to push off a little bit. Watch here. He tries. Ugh. Nope. No separation. Tyrique is right there. Look at the timing. Watch his hand. Look at when the ball gets there. Look at his hand. That's just picture perfect, beautiful coverage by Tyrique. Let him know, Tyrique. Going to get to see him again here. Watch him in coverage. Oh my, how many times have we seen Bears players get beat? Bears defensive backs get beat with this. Look at this. He's got a man here trying to set the pick, to set a little slant over the middle. I mean, this is easy money for most quarterback and wide receivers. But watch Tyrique's technique. Look at him. Stays there. He avoids the receiver and then is going to look at him ride that route. Right over it. Perfect timing again. Hand placement. This is beautiful. That works in the NFL as well. If you can take away those slants in the NFL, that's how you get your defense off the field. I just got to show this. This is the bang he delivers. Watch this. Pass over the middle here. You do not want to be a receiver catching the ball with Tyrique Stevenson coming at you. Look at this. Freight train. Oh my goodness. Look how clean the hit is too. Look at him. That's his shoulder. Lowers his shoulder. Doesn't lead with the helmet. That's the shoulder. Look. Pops him with the shoulder. Bop. It's a clean hit. Oof. Stop it. This Tyrique in coverage at the top of the screen here. Look at that coverage. Kind of has a hand on him there. Nothing's called. Ends up being a sack, but lockdown coverage up top. Let's watch that again. He never has safety help over the top either. You'll see this. Safety's here. No safety help over the top. Tyrique usually has the speed to stay with anyone over the top. He should get safety help over the top in Chicago, though. Show a little bit of his hits principle. This is Tyrique at the bottom of the screen down here. This is a play. This is what most of his tape looks like, okay? He's one-on-one with the guy, and he's just going to lock him down. And the play usually doesn't go anywhere near him. Usually it's going to be a pass to this side of the field, a run to this side of the field, or a run up the middle. And Tyrique is just way out of the play. Probably about 90% of the plays or more when you watch film on him. But watch here. He's got some hustle to him. Look at him. He's going to break off here. See that he has a chance to make a play. And watch Tyrique. Doesn't get there in time, but look at the hustle. Watch him beat this blocker here. And then if it was a couple yards more, he's coming up. Watch how he sneaks up here. He had a plan here. He actually almost punches the ball out right there. Oh, let's watch him here on an interception. This play is beautiful. Got the circle underneath him. Look at this. Look at the coverage. He's going to get up in their face, jam them at the line, throw off their timing. And then look at the footwork and the athleticism to stay with him on the route, just riding in his hip pocket the whole time. Right here is going to be Tyrique the entire time. Even when he tries to cut out this way, this is going to be a route. He's going to come in, he's going to go up, he's going to fake hard this way, and then cut this way, and Tyrique rides with him, even with this traffic over the middle. Watch this acceleration and recovery speed here, because this is what most receivers right here on this cut, you can pull away. Nope. Watch this. Gotta watch him save the burst. He's right here. He's right behind him the whole time. He's like, I know what I'm doing. Waits for the ball, and then he's gonna jump it every time. Oh, that's what Tyrique waits for in games. He waits for a quarterback to test him. He's like, you think this guy has space on me? Now, they probably could have let him a little bit more on this. If you want to nitpick here, probably should have thrown the ball more this way. But Tyrique was in a position to make a play the entire time. You want to see the best play I've seen from Tyrique on film. It's hard to see him up here, but he's going to press this guy off the line of scrimmage. Watch him throw the guy off his route here. Stays with him again in his hip pocket, riding him. But look at the awareness here. He's in man coverage, right? He's got this guy locked down the whole way. He sees this guy, nobody on him over here. And look at the awareness. This is one of the best plays you're going to see on tape from a cornerback. Let's watch it again. Press coverage at the line. They're in press man. Watch the corner at the bottom too. He's in man coverage. Watch him. He's on his man. He's on his man. You got a couple zone linebackers over the middle. Safety and zone over top. Somehow this guy gets lost in coverage over here. Let's watch what happens here. He kind of chips off the line here. Is going to sneak. I think this guy should have him. He's going to but he's got his eyes in the backfield. This guy's just lost. And this is going to be a wide open hole in the secondary. This should go for a big play and a touchdown. But Tyrique Stevenson's awareness is just amazing on this play. We saw Kyler Gordon make a play similar to this against the Patriots and Mac Jones last season. Look at it. He's going to release that guy over top to the safety. He's like, look, get him, safety. I'm coming back over here. And he goes up and high points the ball. Athletic, big time play. Let's watch again. Whew. Just watch it from the other angle here, as you can see how high he goes up for this ball. Look at that. Incredible play by Tyrique Stevenson. These are the kind of athletes that Ryan Poles wants in his secondary. The awareness, he locates the ball, goes up and gets it. Just amazing. It's another play we're going to have Tyrique one-on-one coverage at the bottom of the screen down here. Watch this play. Oh, watch it here, Tyrique. Press man here. Reading them. Watch the footwork. He's mirroring and reading and reacting here. Look at him. He's going with him. Then he gets physical within that 5 yards. And then always with Tyrique Stevenson, look at him. He's locating the ball in the air. He's looking for it. He's looking in the backfield. And that's what allows him to make plays. And this is why most quarterbacks just don't test him. You do not want to do this on a fade. This is on a fade route. In the end zone, you're trying to get some points on the board. Drove all the way downfield. You got a one-on-one on the outside. And the cornerback just completely takes over. And the ref makes a mistake here. Tyrique is in bounds the whole time. For some reason, they call a touchback. I think when he kind of shuffles his feet here, they think he's taking a knee. I don't know, but he's like, ref, what are you doing? I'm about to return this 100 yards. Watch it from the other angle here. Look, Tyrique in his face here. He's reading the receiver, though. When the receiver goes to look back, he's looking back with him. And at the same time, he's fighting for the ball just like a receiver. He's very physical, very strong. He knows how to use leverage. But you don't want to throw the ball up in Tyrique's direction in the red zone. That's all I'm saying. The majority of the time when you're watching Tyrique Stevenson, though, this is what you're going to see on film. It's Tyrique, and it's going to be the offense going nowhere near him. It's going to be him covering, also trying to read the backfield, but he knows the ball's not coming over here. This is a lot of Tyrique tape here. Just boring. Just, yep, not throwing my way. Going to be again Tyrique at the top of the screen. Just kind of want to showcase this is what you see on film most of the time. Just plays like this where Tyrique is, he knows there's, I mean, just look at his body language here. Look how he's facing this direction and his eyes are completely in the backfield because he knows a play is not coming his direction up top, and he's hoping he's going to get a chance to make a play on something else over the middle of the field. This next play again, this is Tyrique Stevenson up top, one-on-one. He's not targeted. I just want to show his receiver actually runs a route this time, so we get to see him in coverage. Watch the footwork here. He mirrors. Look at this. Almost in sync with the receiver. Watch. The foot, step, 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 step. He gets in front of where he wants to go. This is anticipation. You take away where the receiver wants to go. He reads him. He's like, oh, you want to go over top? Nope. I'm going to get right there and put my body in the way. No chance the quarterback's throwing. This guy is just absolutely blanketed. Like, even without a safety over the top, like, just absolutely blanketed. It's going to be Tyrique again up top. This is the closest he gets to making plays a lot of times. Eyes again in the backfield. He's waiting for something to happen because he knows they're not throwing the ball to him. By the time he gets there, the play's already over. Watch his coverage skills on this one here. He's going to be on this guy coming out of the back. Watch this. Look at the read. Watch his footwork here. He's going to take away the top, like make sure he can't go over top. He's going to read him cutting, and he's right there. Look at that. Like, if you want to throw that slant, if the QB wanted to throw this, Tyrique is right there to break it up or possibly intercept it. That's beautiful footwork. You love to see this from a cornerback. He just takes away multiple routes just with his footwork. Like, he puts himself in a position to where if this guy goes deep, he's ready to run with him. As soon as he cuts, though, he's got the hip fluidity to turn with him and jump on that route as well, because he's right in a beautiful position here. Instead of getting up on him and trying to take it away and then possibly having to react late, he puts himself in a position where he can get to either route, and he just dares the quarterback to make a throw. It's going to be Tyrique again, top of the screen. You're going to get to see him just blanket coverage. This is what he does. How can you throw this? Like, you can't. Look at Tyrique. He's all over him. Watch again the footwork. Watch how he mirrors. You step, I step. Step, step. Look at their foot. Just in sync with the receiver. He's got an arm on his shoulder. He's getting himself in position. He's making it tough. Tyrique has a better chance of catching the ball than your receiver does. Next play again, we got Tyrique up top here. Look at how he takes away slants even. This is probably the play you see most cornerbacks get burned on. Look at how he reacts here. Watch his hips. Look how quick he is to turn those hips. He's right here. If you throw that ball, He's all over it. You might be able to complete something inside against an NFL receiver, but he's at least going to contest it. Next play, again, we got him one-on-one up top here. Watch again. A lot of these plays, a lot of teams run these plays now where one guy's going to come across here, one guy's going to go here, and the goal is to pick one of the cornerbacks and lead to one guy getting open. Tyrique Stevenson is very good at avoiding these picks. His footwork here, he's still able to stay with the receiver while avoiding a pick. Ball gets thrown away. Again, down here in the red zone. This is most of his tape. Watch his footwork. He's locking the guy down. There's no way you're throwing this ball. Just not happening. That's a big reason why he didn't get that many targets. But I want to show you his role here at Georgia when he would play up at the line. This is him at that kind of star role that he played for Kirby Smart. Watch how he gets in this guy's face. This is his press ability. Oh my goodness. Are they fighting or are they blocking? Look at this. Violent. He's got two receivers here. Two Alabama receivers trying to block him. This is almost like, what are those guys doing? The play's not even ran down there. They're just tired of Stevenson locking them down all game. That's why I told you he's an intimidating player. He doesn't back down. He doesn't care that he's going against Alabama. He doesn't care that this is John Mechie and Jalen Waddle right there. Both NFL receivers. This is freshman Tyrique Stevenson in their face, shutting them down. Show you again his ability in press coverage here. Watch him. Watch his footwork. Watch how he mirrors, reacts, and then he's going to also jam him. He doesn't always come right up and do it away. He waits until a good time to throw him off. Boom. Hits him, and then he's going to ride his hip pocket here. Look at it. Riding with him. Quarterback, you really want to make this throw? When Tyrique has better position on the ball than your receiver does? Look how he understands leverage. He gets in position. He boxes out the receiver. This is just beautiful. This is Tyrique Stevenson is the receiver on this one. Luckily, he gets his hand back there to bat the ball down. Let's watch Tyrique play the run game a little bit more, though. This is him at the top of the screen here. It's going to be a run play, and again, he's going to just slip a block. Watch, slips 2 blocks there, and he's in the backfield. Makes a play. He's a patient. Let's watch it in slow motion here, okay? Goes up. He knows this guy's trying to block him. Another guy right here ready to block him too. Watch him slip. Look at the footwork and the burst, the agility. Phew. Comes up slow. He's patient. He's square. And then when he wants to go, he's going to use his lateral agility and then burst upfield. And then again, he's going to square up again, though. He's not going to overrun the play because the running back's right here behind a blocker. He's not going to overrun it. He beat his blockers, and then he stops, squares up, and is patient. Look at that. And then he stops right there. Look at his foot in the dirt to make a play on this running back. Beautiful play. Those are the kind of plays you love seeing from your defensive backs against the run. Showcase him a little bit more against the run. This is Tyrique up top. Again, look at his body language, how he's facing away from the boundary. He knows the play is going to be out here. He's not even scared of quarterbacks throwing up here on him. Watch this play. Look at what. He's going to boom. He's physical with him. And he's going to read, back up here and make a play in the run game. It's one of the few plays where he's got safety help over top. Come down, makes the tackle. This is what you like to see. Look at him again. Watch him square up. Look at it. Squares. Running back tries to juke him. Nope. And he wraps up here. This is what Eberflus likes. Yes, sir. This play right here is actually crazy. His guy's in motion across the middle, and watch him get here. Look at this. You don't want to fake. You don't want to do this. You don't want to fake a play. Just look what this just did. Look at the awareness. Watch him. Watch his eyes the whole time. He's on the mesh point. Where's the ball going? Okay, okay. Oh, you didn't give it to that guy? Oh, right there. Boom. Look at the technique. Watch him square up. Mean hit, wraps up. That's textbook right there. Shows abilities in the slot here a little bit. This is going to be against John Mechie early on in his career. This is when he was at Georgia playing for Kirby Smart. Look at the coverage. Look at the footwork. So I said he has the ability to play the slot. Look at him. Look at the patience. Patience. And then when he goes to make the break, watch how quick he is to read and react. And his footwork mirrors the receiver. Look at it. How simultaneous he is in breaks in and out with receivers. This is just beautiful. Just watch the footwork. This is Tyrique here. Watch him in slot coverage. He can be a little handsy downfield, but he only got called for one pass interference penalty his entire career. Look at the coverage here. Watch him again. He's patient. He's waiting, reading, and then look how quick he matches. And he almost becomes the receiver again. Look, he gets inside, uses his leverage. Right here, he does have a hand on him. But if you throw this ball, like, he has a better chance of making a play on it than the receiver does. And that's why quarterbacks don't throw his way often at all. This play here, again, I'm going to show why quarterbacks don't throw his way. This is just one-on-one coverage. The guy's going to try to get open in the back of the end zone. But watch Tyrique Stevenson. What do you notice there? Let me slow it down for you. Watch him again. Look at his footwork. Position. He's right here with him. But instead, watch how he, instead of trying to ride his hip pocket in this one, watch how he smoothly transitions around him to undercut this route to where if the quarterback was to make this throw, he's almost daring him to do it because he's like, let me do this slowly so it looks like I'm getting beat right here. At this spot right here, the quarterback would think, oh man, he's beat. I got to throw this. But if you watch Tyrique, he's going to transition and he's underneath the route. He becomes the receiver right here. You throw this, Tyrique is underneath and he's the guy going for the ball. I do want to show a little bit of his weaknesses. Like I said, I do think he's capable of playing in the slot, but he's going to be better in Chicago on the outside and the boundary. This is going to be John Mechie on the inside. Another NFL receiver he's going against here. So these are the only routes and get him right here. Look at the quickness. Now he's still there. He's not completely beat, but look at that quick hip right there. That's open. He's got a couple yards of separation. You could hit that and then watch again. This isn't awful. I mean, it's not like he did a horrible job here. This is a freshman too against a guy who's going to be drafted in the NFL. But I mean, I like him better on the outside. Let's watch his only pass interference call in his entire college career. Right here, hands on him. A little bit too handsy. This is going to be on Jalen Waddle, by the way. One of the best receivers in the NFL. This is him in his freshman year. Watch the coverage. Squares up. Just a little bit too handsy out of that break. But honestly, look at the coverage. He's riding in his hip pocket. It's right here, the little tug. That's what he's called for. That's against Jalen Waddle. I mean, that's his only penalty in his entire college career right there. Gonna watch him give up a slot TD here as well. Gets a little bit too grabby here. This is where, again, a lot of times he doesn't expect quarterbacks to throw his way, but he hadn't earned that respect yet. And he's going to have his eyes in the backfield. He sees Jalen Waddle coming out of the backfield. And honestly, this is probably good recognition 90% of the time, but Mac Jones set him up here because Jalen Waddle's just a distraction, and they got a guy going over top. And Tyrique's going to lose him by just a step here. This throw is actually absolutely perfect, though. Watch as he gets over top of Tyrique here. If you lob the throw, Tyrique's got a chance to get back up in here and make an interception. But the throw just hits perfectly. Early throw, back shoulder, touchdown. Again, sometimes his eyes in the backfield a little bit too much because he knows, he's like, hey, you're not throwing to this guy. My eyes are in the backfield, and watch what happens on this play. Oh, what happened here? Nothing major, but his eyes are in the backfield, and it's a running play. Receiver takes advantage of it a little bit, is going to hit him from the side. A little pancake block. The run's not his way anyway. They run the ball the other side of the field, but a little embarrassing on tape to get pancaked like that. I mentioned he stood out at the Senior Bowl, and just watch him here. Look at it again. This is where you can really see his footwork. It was in the one-on-one drills where he is just absolutely in sync with receivers. He was on the same team on the American squad with Getsy. He had Darius Rush and Julius Brents on his squad, and both had really good weeks. But Tyrique Stevenson looked better than both of them. Watch again here. Got him off the break. Guy tries to explode out here, but Tyrique, watch him mirror it. Foot, look at his foot. Every time the other guy takes a step, he takes a step. He's right there. And then he's going to put himself in position to take away the overtop, force him to the outside. This is why he's such a great boundary corner. He uses the sideline to his advantage, and then he gets in the way. Look where he's at. He put himself in the position where if the quarterback throws this downfield, Tyrique's in a better position than the receiver, and that is what he's so good at, is his leverage, understanding body position, and getting in position to make plays, or at least cause the quarterback to throw the ball a different direction. No chance of making a completion there. This is him against Andre Yoshivas, one of the most explosive athletes in the entire draft. Cincinnati Bengals got him. Watch Tyrique with him one-on-one here. Look at the hand press. Great job on the shoulder, throwing off his timing. And this is a guy who's very fast. Look at the footwork, though. He stays with him, and this is a double move. It's the one thing Tyrique can be susceptible to, but look how he stays with him. Look at the speed. He runs with Andre Yoshivas. When he's initially stumbles out of this break here, he's about a yard behind. Look at the makeup speed. That's what you can't teach. That's just absolutely beautiful. I had to dig just because I wanted to showcase his other touchdowns he gave up. Watch this one here. What happens with Tyrique? This is the bottom of the screen here. He doesn't get targeted much. This is the one time where a team took advantage of him twice downfield. This is Drake May, the quarterback, most likely a top 5 pick in next year's draft. He studies tape, and he knows Tyrique is aggressive, and he doesn't expect to get targeted often. And they take advantage of this. Tyrique has his eyes in the backfield. Gonna be a little double move here. And Tyrique is beat behind him. Now, honestly, it looks like he's supposed to have safety help right here. There's a safety right here who should be picking this route up, but he doesn't. And, I mean, look at the angle the safety takes here. Where's he going? Tyrique at least has the awareness to say, oh man, I got to get down there. And he takes off running. He just can't catch him. You're going to see later in the game, we'll see Tyrique getting beat by Josh Downs here for a big catch downfield. Let's watch what happens. It's Tyrique one-on-one with Josh Downs in the bottom of the screen. Got him again. He's in good position here. Got good footwork. Right here, oh, you just can't see it. He basically stumbles out of his break right about here. It's just cut off in the film. He stumbles out of his break, and Josh Downs is going to make a big catch on him, but not a touchdown. But he did give up 2 big plays in that game. But you want to see his coverage skills. One more time, let's just show him one-on-one here. Just watch what he's able to do against receivers. I mean, this is a route that receivers win 90% of the time. Look at it. Comes inside. There's no help over the middle. There's no linebacker over here. The linebacker's way over here. So this is fake. This should be a wide open, easy slant over the middle. Watch Tyrique. Look how he just stays in his hip pocket again. Footwork, he's there, he's there. When the ball's in the air, look at him again. Watch his arm. Look at the timing. Right when the ball comes in. His timing on making these plays when the ball is in the air is just absolutely beautiful. You don't see cornerbacks that are just this calm with the ball in the air too much. This is one of those plays that really showcases it here. Tyrique's in a one-on-one down here, but he's going to have his eyes in the backfield like always. You can't see it, but running back releasing out to the flat here, and watch Tyrique. Like Superman. Out of nowhere. Look at him just come flying out of the screen here. So quick, too. The quarterback releases it. Tyrique's already moving in that direction. Squares up. He actually wraps up this time. Big time play. After seeing Tyrique's film, let's go ahead and get into his grades. First up are his measurables. He has the size, length, and rocked up body type you like in a cornerback. I give him a 9.3 as far as measurables. Next up is athleticism. He's very athletic. He's not off the charts, but he has all the athleticism he needs to succeed in the NFL. I give him a 9.1. Then we're going to get to run defense. I'm very high on Tyrique Stevenson's run defense. He plays the game like a linebacker or safety as far as attacking the run game. He's a very fierce and tough competitor. I give him an 8.8 in run defense. But then he's also very, very good in pass coverage as well. He's not a perfect prospect, but he has good technique, footwork, and speed to match up with NFL cornerbacks. I give him a 9.1 in pass coverage. His technique is also very good. I give him an 8.5 in technique. He can clean up things a little bit, but he's a very well-rounded prospect. Overall, I give him a 9.0. I don't have him graded as high as Kyler Gordon. I'll talk about that in just a minute. But a 9.0, this is a guy who has immediate starter upside. He's a high ceiling and high floor prospect who should be an immediate contributor to the secondary. He's very versatile with high IQ and the ability to play pretty much anywhere in the secondary, but he's best on the outside boundary as cornerback number 1 or number 2. I gave Kyler Gordon a 9.5 last year. The biggest reasons I like Kyler more than Tyrique is his short area quickness and versatility to play inside or outside. Kyler is also more athletic than Tyrique and is a better fit to match up against shiftier slot receivers in the NFL. I'm still very high on Tyrique. I think he fits perfectly on the outside next to Kyler and is another building block of Ryan Poles' vision of Chicago's new school secondary. Tyrique Stevenson is a big, athletic, physical press man corner with day one starting ability in the NFL. He has the mental toughness, physical acumen, speed, athleticism, size, and technique to play early in the NFL. He also has the upside and work ethic to reach a higher level of play and take his game to the next level. He has the ceiling to be a number 1 cornerback in the NFL, but he also has a high floor where he should at least be able to develop into a number 2 or number 3 corner on the outside. He brings physicality to the run game. He brings energy and talent to our defense. Tyrique Stevenson is a guy capable of developing into a shutdown corner in this league, but he's already good enough to start early on in his career. He should be an instant upgrade over Kendall Vildor. The Bears don't hand out starting jobs to rookies, and Stevenson will have to battle not only Vildor, but also fellow rookie Terrell Smith, and then returning youngsters Jalen Jones and Michael Ojemudia as well. Tyrique Stevenson wasn't tested enough in college, and he played very aggressive. He could struggle early on and get burnt a few times via double moves. However, he has all the tools and potential to become a number 1 cornerback in the NFL. Is this bad news for Jalen Johnson? Not necessarily. I think a lot of what happens with JJ comes down to how he plays on the field this season. If he wants a big contract extension, he needs to have a big year. That doesn't mean Jalen will be playing for a new team next year. Even if he doesn't get a contract extension, Ryan Poles could still hit him with the franchise tag or even transition tag him, allowing him to match offers from other teams. So don't be too quick to assume JJ will be playing elsewhere in 2024. I wanted to share a quick story from Matt Bowen of ESPN. He listed a few prospects from the NFL draft that he thought were perfect fits, and he included Tyrique Stevenson on the list. Bowen said he believes Tyrique fits the Bears perfectly. He said it's the play demeanor and the coverage fit in Matt Eberflus's defense that has him excited about the match. Stevenson shows the physical coverage skills to match up with boundary X receivers in the Bears' nickel sets, which would allow Kyler Gordon to stay inside at the slot position. Plus, Stevenson can reroute receivers in cover 2, jamming and sinking, and he will hit in the run game. He had 68 tackles and 4 interceptions the past 2 years. Matt Bowen said he really likes the secondary Chicago is building. Now, he really didn't say anything I haven't said myself about Stevenson or this secondary, but hearing it from another source for bonus measure and added context, just something I thought I'd add. Stay tuned, we're not done yet. Tyrique Stevenson's birthday was actually this past Friday, so I wanted to take a moment to wish him happy birthday. He also shares a birthday with my little sister, May 26th, so I have even more reason to root for Tyrique. My little sister was a huge part of me creating this channel and continues serving as motivation for me every day, and her birthday is always really hard for me. I wanted to just take a brief moment to talk about mental health. This is not an advertisement or anything, just me talking for a brief minute. As we get towards the end of May, I think it's important to bring some attention to Mental Health Awareness Month. If you're struggling mentally, it's okay to seek help. You are not alone. You are seen. There is hope even if your brain is telling you there isn't. Be kind to yourself and others. Remember that it's okay to not be okay. Here are some free, confidential mental health resources if you or someone you know is experiencing an emergency. The National Suicide Lifeline is 800-273-8255. You can text HOME to 741-741 to connect with a crisis counselor, or there's a domestic violence helpline, 800-799-7233, or you can text START, S-T-A-R-T, to 8878. With that being said, I have decided to take a break from social media, especially Twitter, which is the only social media I use. Yesterday, I decided to deactivate my account for 30 days. Just take a breather. The level of weird behavior and haters I was attracting was just absurd. There are people that I've never met and that I've had blocked for over 2 years that still tweet about me almost daily. Anytime anyone disagrees with them, they really believe it's me on a burner account, that I just have thousands of Twitter accounts and that's all I do with my time. I don't even care about social media at all. I only really use Twitter as a way to vent and expose narratives, and of course for Bears news. I've not been banned or anything like that. I simply deactivated my account for 30 days. I can reactivate it at any time if I want to, but right now I really don't want to. It really doesn't give me any views on this channel, but I did talk to some of you guys in my DMs a lot. Chicago John, Stacks, Buck, Ken, Jason Bentley, a lot of really cool guys. If you guys want to get a hold of me, just join the Discord. Social media in general isn't good for anyone, but having people develop weird levels of obsession against people they don't know is enough to make me question why I was even on there in the first place. I apologize for going off topic. I just wanted to take a quick moment to touch on mental health and to just update you guys if any of you followed me on Twitter, and take a moment to let everyone watching know how much I appreciate them. Even the haters, thanks for watching. You don't know how much it helps. Back to Tyrique to finish off the video though. His tape was the hardest to watch out of all the rookies I've done so far. 95% of the plays go nowhere near wherever Tyrique Stevenson is on the field. That's what makes him even more impressive. You guys just saw the highlights and the all-22. He did all of that in about 5% of his total snaps. The rest were all just teams avoiding him. I believe Tyrique has the potential to come in and be a day one starter, and he's a fierce competitor that isn't going to let anyone else win that job easily. For that reason alone, I believe Tyrique ends up starting day one this season and becoming a long-term fixture in the Chicago Bears secondary. I put a ton of work into this video. Please hit that like button for me. I have a ton more videos in the works, but have been swamped and busy watching film. I also start my training with PFF today. I could be working with Pro Football Focus going forward. That will not affect my videos on this channel. It's just something I want to do in my part-time to further expand my NFL knowledge. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss out on future videos. And until next time, bear down.
Select Tyrique.
Sports Network. Yeah. Knowledge over narratives.
Hey, Swifty, I got
We
you,
care
bro.
about your emotions. We lie on the facts. If you ain't speaking facts, we don't want to hear it.
Sports Network, live and in tune.
You know I'm on the move like feed. Don't even worry about everything I do. I key. Don't even worry about grinding so I shine every day. Don't even worry about I finally recognize why they hate. I got it. Swifty speaking facts. He ain't polishing the rumors. Listening to these others, you gon' probably get a tumor. They talking so embarrassing. They trying to hit them losers. It's knowledge over narratives. We popping like a Ruger. I be soaring like I'm Gordon. A hitter like I'm Brisker. Call me Lucas, play the left. Now I'm sitting in the center. It's Swift Sports Network. Don't forget his name or get it confused. Cause homie, you know we gon' explain. You know I'm on the move like feed. Don't even worry about everything I do. I key. Don't even worry about grinding so I shine every day. Don't even worry about I finally recognize why they hate. You know I'm on the move like feed. Don't even worry about everything I do. I key. Don't even worry about grinding so I shine every day. Don't even worry about I finally recognize why they hate.
Chicago Bears. Select Tyrique.
What's up, Bears fans? It's Tyrique Stevenson here. Excited, ready to get to work. Bear down.
He had Darius Rush and what's that other guy's name? Oh, dang it. Hold on. He only had one career passing or he only had one career penalty. Was his occasional susceptibility to double moves. He was mostly a lockdown corner, as evident by the lack of catches and yards he gave. He doesn't have the quick twitch jitteriness to stick with slot receivers in the NFL.
I can't do the show with you.